Hey guys, how are you all? Welcome back to Ashu Survives. If you're a beginner in XClash, you've probably looked at your base and thought, what does all of this actually do? You have the castle, different altars, mystic beast buildings, resource buildings, team buildings, research buildings, and honestly, it can be confusing when you're just starting out. So in today's video, we are going to fix that. I am going to take you through all 25 buildings in XClash and explain what each one actually does, what its purpose is, and what kind of progression it is connected to. And one important thing, I'm not going to tell you which building you should upgrade first in this video. That's going to be the topic of the next video. For now, the goal is simple. Understand your base. So, let's get started. Let's start with the most important building in your entire base, the castle. The castle is basically the core of your account. Your overall progression revolves around it, and increasing your castle level allows you to unlock and progress through different systems and buildings. So whenever you're looking at your base, the castle is essentially your main progression center. Next, we have the Union Center. This building is connected to your union activities and progression. Your union is an important part of XClash because a lot of the game's cooperative and alliance style content revolves around it. So the Union Center is basically the building that represents and supports your union related progression. Next is the Research Center. This is where you work on your research and technologies. Research provides different bonuses that can improve various aspects of your account, including things related to your economy, development, and combat. So if you want to improve your account beyond simply upgrading buildings, the Research Center is one of the systems you need to understand. Now we have the Crystal Research Center. This one is particularly connected to your Mystic Beast system. Here, you can work with the different types of buffs that your Mystic Beast can provide. For example, you can have buffs related to human, forest, or nightfall heroes. The idea is that the type of buff you develop here can make your Mystic Beast more effective for the corresponding hero type. So basically, Crystal Research Center equals Mystic Beast buff development. Next is the Nightfall Altar. This building is connected to your Nightfall faction and heroes. It supports progression and benefits related to the Nightfall side of the game. So whenever you're focusing on Nightfall heroes and their related systems, this is one of the buildings you'll be dealing with. Then we have the Forest Altar. Just like the Nightfall Altar, this one is connected to the Forest faction. It supports your forest-related progression and benefits. So, Nightfall has its altar, Forest has its altar, and the next one is for Human. This is the Human Altar. Its purpose is to support your Human faction and Human heroes. So, these three altars are basically your faction-specific buildings: Nightfall, Forest, and Human. Each one is connected to its respective faction. Moving on to the Mystic Beast Grounds. As the name suggests, this building is part of the Mystic Beast system. It's connected to the progression and management of your Mystic Beast related content. So, if you're developing your Mystic Beast and working on that entire system, this is one of the main buildings you'll interact with. And then we have the Mystic Beast Spring. This one has a very specific purpose. The Mystic Beast Spring is where you farm or generate Mystic Beast Mark chests. So, if you're looking for Mystic Beast Mark chests, this is one of the important sources you need to know about. In simple terms, Mystic Beast Spring is equal to Mystic Beast Mark chest farming. Next is the Arena. The Arena is where you take your heroes and teams into competitive PvP battles. This is basically where you can test your team against other players and compete through arena-related content and rewards. So, if you enjoy testing your team composition and seeing how your heroes perform against other players, the arena is where that happens. Now, let's talk about the Gear Workshop. This building is focused on your hero gear. Your heroes don't just become stronger from leveling up. Their equipment also plays a major role in their overall strength. The Gear Workshop is where you work with that gear progression and improve your hero's equipment. So remember, Gear Workshop equals hero gear progression. Next we have the Barracks. And don't confuse this with the training ground. The Barracks are where you train your troops. So if you want to build up your army and prepare more troops for your different activities, the Barracks are where that training happens. In simple words, Barracks equals troop training. Next is the Hospital. Whenever your troops get injured during battles or other activities, they don't simply disappear. They can be sent to the hospital for recovery. So the hospital is basically your troop recovery center. The more capacity you have here, the more injured troops you can handle at once. Then we have scouts. Scouts are basically used for scouting and gathering information from the world map. They help you investigate locations and targets before you take action. So think of scouts as your information gathering system. Before making certain moves on the map, scouting gives you useful information. Next is the drill ground. This building is connected to your army capacity and troop deployment. Basically, it helps determine how much of your army you can effectively use for your different activities. So while the barracks are about actually training troops, the drill ground is more about your army capacity and deployment capability. That's an important difference. Now let's move into the resource buildings. First, we have the iron mine. Its job is simple. It generates iron. Iron is one of the basic resources you'll need throughout your progression for different development and upgrade requirements. So your iron mine is basically one of your resource production buildings. Next is the wheat farm. As you can probably guess, this produces wheat. Wheat is another basic resource used across different parts of your account progression and activities. So, wheat farm equal to wheat production. Simple and straightforward. Then we have the gold mine. This building generates gold. Gold is another important resource used for different progression systems, including hero development, research, and other activities. So your three basic resource production buildings are iron mine, wheat farm, and gold mine. Now here's a building that beginners can easily misunderstand. The training ground is not where you train troops. That's the barracks. The training ground is basically a hero XP generation farm. It generates hero XP which you can use to level up your heroes. And obviously, higher level heroes mean stronger heroes and higher overall power. So remember this clearly. Barracks equal to troops, training ground equal to hero XP. Next is the material workshop. This building provides hero gear upgrade materials. And specifically, we are talking about the basic or lower quality material used to improve your hero gear. So if you're working on upgrading your hero's equipment, the material workshop becomes one of your sources for those materials. Think of it like material workshop equals basic gear materials. Now we have 4 buildings that are very similar. Team 1, Team 2, Team 3 and Team 4. These buildings are connected to your different combat teams. Instead of having everything tied to one single team, XClash allows you to develop and manage multiple teams for different types of content. So Team 1 building equals Team 1, Team 2 building equals Team 2, Team 3 building equals Team 3, Team 4 building equals Team 4. The important thing for beginners is to understand that these aren't 4 completely different systems. They are basically dedicated spaces for your different teams and their progression. And finally, we have the expedition truck. This one is particularly useful because it provides time-based AFK rewards. You don't necessarily have to be actively playing every second to get something from it. The expedition truck works around a certain timing period, and once that period is completed, you can collect your accumulated rewards. And these rewards can include things like iron, wheat, gold, and hero EXP. So in simple words, expedition truck equals to time-based AFK rewards. You let the rewards accumulate over time, come back later, and collect them. So let's quickly recap everything. Castle, your main progression building. Union Center, union-related progression. Research Center, research and technology bonuses. Crystal Research Center, Mystic Beast buff development. Nightfall, Forest and Human Altars, faction-related progression. Mystic Beast Grounds, Mystic Beast System. Mystic Beast Spring, Mystic Beast Mark Chest Farming. Arena, PvP and competitive battles. Gear Workshop, Hero Gear Progression. Barracks, Troop Training. Hospital, Troop Recovery. Scouts, Scouting and Information Gathering. Drill Ground, Army Capacity and Deployment. Iron Mine, Wheat Farm and Gold Mine, Resource Production. Training Ground, Hero EXP Generation. Material Workshop, Basic Hero Gear Materials. Team 1 to Team 4, your different combat teams. And finally, Expedition Truck, time-based AFK rewards. So now, if you're a beginner, you should have a much better idea of what all 25 buildings in XClash actually do. But there's one question we haven't answered yet. And honestly, that's probably the question most beginners actually want to know. Okay, I know what all these buildings do, but which ones should I upgrade first?
And that's exactly what we are going to cover in the next video. I'm going to take these 25 buildings and break them down based on their importance for your account growth, especially if you're a beginner, F2P or low spender. So if you don't want to waste your resources and upgrade time on the wrong buildings, make sure you don't miss that video. And if this guide helped you understand XClash a little better, make sure to like the video, subscribe to Ashu Survives, and I'll see you in the next one.